Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. Some new stories from Ethiopia about the ongoing conflict in the Amhara region. Fano factions have selected their commander who is going to lead all Fano's operations. Who is he? And Fano shared details of the structure of its groups today. Command posts have been announced by the Fano factions. Secondly, the Ethiopian government today, on behalf of the government, Damascus Terone intelligence agency chief today admitted the losses suffered by the government or the gains of Fano fighters. We'll have a detailed look at what Damascus Terone said, and he also shared details of the command posts established in the Amhara region. And lastly, Ethiopian military issued a statement today expressing its resolve to fight in the Amhara region. Let's start from the announcement by Fano factions. Fano factions have selected their commander, military commander, one commander who will lead all the Fano brigades. Fano brigades are definitely operating largely independently. Gujam Fano has nothing to do with the operations of Shoa Fano, you can say. Their broader goals are same, but their operational atmosphere, the way they are operating, it's independent, separately working. And these Fano factions are led by different commanders. In Gondar, there is Masafinth, Antene. In Gojam, Skandar. Zamin Akasi there too, though he is not fighting on front lines, he is at home. In Shoab, Latishagao and others, Merevadajo in East Amhara, Kobo surroundings. So who is going to lead the operations, military operations? Fano has elected its leader for its battlefield operations. Name of the commander is Colonel Fantahun Muhabao. Colonel Fantahun is a colonel, former Amhara Special Force colonel. And he is already leading Wallo faction. He is relatively new face, I would say, when it comes to Fano struggle. No one knew about the colonel last year. Last year we knew about Zamin Akasi, Masrisha, Masafenth, Hassan Kiramo, Mere Vadajo, Platishigao. But colonel is a relatively new face. But since he took over as head of Wallo Fano, we saw that Wallo Fano organized itself very rapidly, and Wallo Fano managed to register its presence and influence in Wallo. In Vagaltana, we saw that this commander-led faction entered a town. That was the first town where Fano fighters entered a few weeks ago. And then we saw that this Fano faction managed to move towards Lalibela. Lalibela airport came under the control of Fano factions, and reportedly the Fano faction was led by this colonel. Gashina came under the Fano factions. Again, the faction was led by Colonel Fantahun. Makath when Fano fighters entered Mecca, that faction was led by Colonel too. So this Fano faction led by the Colonel has registered some gains. That is why all Fano factions have announced that, or you can say, one statement has been given that Colonel Fantahun Mabao is going to lead the military operations, not political side. He is going to lead what is happening on the ground. Command posts have been established by Fano factions, 4 zones, 4 command posts established in 4 zones. Each command post has several brigades. Like the Wollo command post led by the colonel. He is leading Wollo command posts too, and he is overall commander of all command posts too. Wollo Fano has brigades, 1st Brigade, 2nd Brigade, Asamino Brigade. Then there is Shoa Fano, it has 4 brigades. Merewadajo is part of Wollo Fano led by Colonel Fantahun. There is Gondar Fano, which has Menelik Brigade and the 3 other brigades. Basically 4 command posts established, one in Gondar, other one in Gojam, in Shoa and Wollo. Interestingly, Gondar command post is led by Commander Endf. Where is Massafin? So no mention of Massafin in this statement. Massafin largely silent. I did not hear from him for around 2 months. We only heard about Massafin when Ethiopian military entered Amhara region and tried to arrest him around 3 months ago. Since then, he has been largely silent. So Fano organizing itself for its military operations in the Amhara region. And so far, no dispute. No one disagreed with the selection of Colonel Fantahun Mohabau from Fano side. Meanwhile, Ethiopian military is also establishing command posts. Damascus Terhone is the head of state of emergency setup established in the Amhara region. He is an Amhara, head of intelligence agency of Ethiopia, NIS head. He is leading this state of emergency setup. And he held a press briefing around 2 hours ago. He shared details of the command post established by Endf in the Amhara region. Again, the same almost structure. One command post in northwest Gondar. Another one is in Gojam, Bairdar, East Gojam, West Gojam. Third one in Shoa, Debre Birhan, Oromia Special, North Shoa. Fourth one, Wollo, Wog Hemra. He did not share details of who is leading these command posts. Interestingly, he admitted the gains of Fano fighters. He said robbers, he used the word robbers. He said robbers are establishing local governments. They are taking territories. So it's a confirmation from the government side that Fano fighters are in control of town cities. Secondly, he talked about attacks on prisons. He said prisons are being attacked. Criminals are being released. That is what we have been reporting to. Mota prison came under attack. Gondar prison came under attack. And several police stations came under attacks where prisoners were released. So he admitted the failure of the security structure in the Amhara region, that criminals are being freed by robbers, by Fano fighters who are attacking prisons in the Amhara region. Again, he accused Fano that Fano is that these robbers, he didn't use the word Fano, he said the robbers are trying to disband the regional government and they want to reach the federal government too. So the operation will continue. And in a short period of time, peace will be restored in the Amhara region. When PM Abiy addressed, when PM Abiy spoke after launch of offensive on Tigray in November 2020, I remember the government had said that it would wrap up the operation in a short period of time. That short period of time was 2 years. The war went on for 2 years. Let's see how quickly the federal government wraps up the operation in the Amhara region. Damascus Tirone was not very confident when he spoke today. His body language was not that of a very confident man. Endf is making structural, logistical adjustments, preparations, but it does not have lots of time. Fano fighters are progressing, they are advancing very rapidly. So Endf does not have lots of time. We can say Endf started late. Fano fighters started early. They suddenly accelerated their pace of offensives. Now Endf is trying to catch up, but it is trapped in some locations very badly. Let's see. But Damascus Tirone did not share details of what has happened in the last 48 hours. Around 48 hours ago, state of emergency was imposed. So did Endf achieve anything in the last 48 hours? Nothing said by Damascus Tirone, the head of this state of emergency setup. Lastly, Ethiopian military spoke today. There was a statement issued by the military on its page, which seems to be, it was meant for morale boosting, I think. Military says it has gone through ups and downs, but it never surrendered. It will keep on fighting. It will never be defeated. Interestingly, Ethiopian military mentioned the word foreign forces today. That foreign forces want to destabilize Ethiopia. This narrative was used by Ethiopia in the 2-year-long war. That foreign elements, TPLF was backed by foreign elements, foreign forces were trying to destabilize Ethiopia. Ethiopian government is not using this narrative, but military today used the term foreign forces. So it means that maybe in coming days we could see start of a government narrative that outsiders are involved in destabilizing the Amhara region and Ethiopia. Let's see. Military showed its resolve today, but has the military capability, does the military have capability to fight? Because we saw that in the 2-year-long war, thousands of Endf members were taken prisoner by Tigray fighters. Taken prisoner, killed, wounded, and now we are receiving videos, pictures showing Endf members again being taken prisoner by militias. Military officials, military members are being taken prisoner by militia members. So that raises questions about the capabilities of Ethiopian National Defense Force. Thank you for watching.